Hey guys, Mo Morales here, and I'm about to go to my favorite birding spot, Garrett Mountain. It's late in the day, as far as birding is concerned. It's about 10:50 a.m. on this beautiful Sunday, but I'm really going just to walk, and it's an excuse to take out the Fuji yeah, you heard me right, Fuji, and get out there and just walk and enjoy a little bit of today. I've been running around with work type stuff today, and I'm just gonna give myself a mental break. But let's get back to the Fuji part. Thanks to Omar letting me borrow a lot of his gear, I am back in the Fuji system. Remember, I left Fuji because of the autofocus issues and stuff that I was concerned with. But there's been some upgrades. Some cameras didn't have any problems with the later upgrades. I'm working with Omar's XT2 and some other stuff like that. So I'm just gonna get out and enjoy it. And I'm gonna be honest with you. I did miss Fuji. I went to the Sony A6700, which was a solid autofocus camera. We all know that, but it had a mishap. We'll say I ended up dropping it in a way that it was unrecoverable. So I was without a camera system for a while, and Omar was nice enough to let me borrow his Fuji gear. I've been able to do very few events, but I've been able to continue practicing, getting back in the groove. And I realized one thing: not having a Fuji in my life felt weird, and coming home to Omar's gear has made me realize how much I miss Fuji. So when I do buy my own stuff, I am going to go back to Fuji. It's autofocus is, you know, less accurate as the other manufacturers, but there's so many other things that I enjoy using the Fuji. Simple things like on the later models, you could put it on T and C if you wanted to not use the dials, which kind of defeats the purpose. But sometimes my PASM brain works better with front and rear dials than it does with the top mounted dials for ISO, shutter speed, and aperture. Um, so sometimes putting it in T or C mode to kind of automate that process helps me. Simple things like some cameras with joysticks and pushable joysticks don't have this feature that Fuji has. I mean, some of them do, but most of them don't, where you double press the joystick and it recenters the focus point. I think that is so clutch. So clutch. And I missed that when I was using the A6700. So that, the viewfinder on the XT models are just next level. I've not used an XH model, whether the original or the twos, so I don't know what those viewfinders look like, but compared to the Sony viewfinders and the XT double digit models, the XT single digit models viewfinders are just amazing. The feel in the hand of the XT5, the XT2, it's very comfortable. Even with a grip or no grip, it's very comfortable. It's not the best grip in the world. I think Sony does have them beat grip wise, but it's still very comfortable to hold. And if you do have a bigger lens and you put one of those little small rig grips on it, it will help balance the lens much better. So again, let's go to the park. I just wanted to let you know I'm kind of back into the Fuji world, and I think I'm going to stay this time because I've seen what's on the other side, and what's on the other side is better focusing. But I love the images coming out of the Fuji. I love the feel of the Fuji. I love the button setup of the Fuji. Oops, sorry for bumping you guys around. But so I just felt like I had to go back to Fuji, and the XT2 has always been one of the catalysts that kept me with Fuji. So enough about that. Let's go for this little walk. All right. Out here, like I said, in one of my favorite spots. Again, late in the day. It is now 11:32 a.m. on this beautiful Sunday morning, and I just realized that I just wanted to come out here and walk. I knew it was going to be a tough day to get anything bird-wise, but it's about going for this lovely walk. What are you guys doing today? What are you guys shooting with these days? Are you still with Fuji? Are you still with Sony, Canon, Nikon? Are you curious about any other systems? I mean, I would love another system because, you know, gear acquisition syndrome, but I really don't need another system. I'm really happy to have this Fuji in my hand and be very comfortable with the camera. I think that's what's important. Having the X-T5 for as long as I did, it allowed me to acclimate and get used to the Fuji system and how it worked. So I think that's what made going back to Sony a little harder. I did appreciate the better autofocus, but there were so many things that mentally I missed about Fuji, which is weird because before I became an X-T5 full-time owner and using it for all my work, I was just recreational Fuji, you know? I didn't care for it like that. I wasn't a fanboy, and I'm still not a fanboy because there's so many things wrong with it, but you know when you use something and it just feels right to you? I think that's what Fuji is to me, like it is to thousands and thousands of other people. So, you know, did Fuji fall off from the days of their Kaizen and trying to take care of the customer? Probably, but, you know, they make a product that I'm comfortable using and I'm happy using. So that's why I'm back with Fuji. We're shooting on the Pocket Action 5. I sold my actually the Osmo Action 5 Pro because I got rid of my DJI Pocket 3 because I'm gonna be honest with you, it's selling for a ridiculous price used because it's out of stock everywhere. So I was able to make really good money on it and buy this used Action 5 at a really great price, including the Mic Mini, and still have money left over to pay a lot of my bills. So it was the right thing to do. I think this is a little heavier than the Action, than the Pocket 3, but I think it's more versatile, right? I think I could use it in more options because the built-in gimbal sometimes made it hard to do in-car recording, and at the beginning of this video you saw I was doing in-car recording. So, you know, that's one of the benefits of this smaller form factor, even though it may have a little bit more on weight because I do have it on a very small selfie stick. It's got the little cage on it that I came with it, but I also do appreciate, ooh, a chipmunk. I also do appreciate, lost it. It went into the bushes. I do appreciate, again, this Mic Mini, the small form factor of it. It's like this big, you know, that's how big it is. So it could easily fit in my pocket without this this selfie stick, and I could hold it by hand here like this, and you wouldn't notice the difference between the selfie stick and not the selfie stick. But I think it's easier to use it with a selfie stick. The selfie stick comes with a small tripod at the bottom, so it's very useful. So got rid of my Pocket 3 because of money purposes, right? I wanted to make money, and I was able to make the money, pay some bills, and still buy this used Action 5, which is so far looking pretty good. This is the first day I'm actually out here using it. So we'll see what it looks like after I edit the video later. Also, it's supposed to have a very good camera built into it, 40 something megapixel sensor. So, you know, we all know megapixels don't always make a better sensor, but you know, I don't think I'm going to use an action camera for photos. I decided I needed a break from everything and just come back to my roots and walk along Garrett Mountain's little pond. Oh, there's a deer over there. I don't want to startle it. There's a deer over there. You guys can't see it because it's not zooming in, but I'm gonna take some shots of it. I'll be right back. So I stumbled across 3 deer. There's one right here, which you'll see in my video. There's one right there. And then there's another one right there. You can't see it. Let me see if I could zoom in here. That's 2x zoom, so it's not much. Either way, what a beautiful day, right? I get to walk across these creatures in their natural habitat that we've still kind of manipulated. So it's not really their natural habitat, but it's a habitat that they're comfortable in. They're able to lay in the grass and catch a breather from this sun. It's one of the first hot days here in New Jersey. It's been coolish all year up to this point. Rain, low 50s and 60s. Finally in June, it's beginning to act like June. Let me see if I get some more photos. One of them stood up. There's actually 4 of them. There's 3 babies and a mama back there. There's one there, baby, little baby there, and a baby right there. And then mama's in the back over there chilling. Oh, it's a beautiful day today. And part of me feels hypocritical coming back to Fuji after I just made that big video about why I'm leaving it or why I was concerned about it. But then at that time, it was an accurate statement. It's how I felt. So I don't know. I think, you know, the autofocus issue isn't gone. I'm just comfortable accepting the camera's limitations and what it can and cannot do. So at the end of the day, all your equipment has some limitation compared to what you would like it to do. There hasn't been a perfect camera invented. There hasn't been a perfect anything invented, I think, you know, except for bacon. But even at that, something has to die in order for you to enjoy it. So see, even that's not perfect. What do you guys think? You guys think I'm weird for coming back to Fuji? Don't answer that, because I'm weird anyway. But I'm happy, and that's what matters, right? In this world of so many things that can go wrong, you gotta find a little bit of happiness where you can find it. All right, guys, thanks for letting me explain to you. Well, not explain to you, I don't have to explain anything to you, but letting me talk to you about my steps back into the world of Fuji. I kind of enjoy the camera feel. I kind of enjoy the customizations on the body, the image quality and all that stuff. And while autofocus is an issue, I'm just gonna take more shots, you know? I'll get the shot. At the end of the day, my clients will be happy, I'm gonna be happy, and that's all that matters. All right, take care, guys. Grandma was looking at me like, why is that guy talking to a stick? Because I'm weird. Nothing we could do about that.